Assalamu alaikum. I hope everyone is great. Today we will study the unit number 10, which is on page number 63. The topic is ancient Greece. If you look at the main heading, there are two words in it. Greece is the name of a country, and ancient means something that is very old. If I combine these two words, it means we will learn about the Greece things that are very old. And Greece peoples are known as the Greeks. I have a map. I have a world map that has all the continents in it, and Greece is a part of a Europe, like Pakistan is a part of the Asia, and Greece is almost surrounded with the sea, and where mountains cover most of the land. Our next subheading is the traders and the sailors. Here, land is not good for farming except for growing the olive trees. Olives are the most important crop that the ancient Greeks grew and traded. Like I said in the previous paragraph, that Greece is almost surrounded with the sea, so it's obvious that it affects the people lives too. The ancient Greeks fished in the sea and sailed to the places they traded with. They built big trading ships, usually for the trading purposes. Trading means exchange of the things, and they usually made the big trading ships. Why big? So that it could hold a lot of the luggage into it. By cargo means when the goods are carried on a ship, so it means cargo. Except the cargo ships, except the trading ships, they also made small ships, small boats that are usually used for the fishing. At the bottom of the page number 63, there is a picture of a boat which you can see. It is found by the archaeologist on a pot, and they also found many parts of the ships in the grounds. Let's do some question answers which is related to that chapter, which is related to that topic. The first question is, in what ways was the sea important to the ancient Greek? The sea was important because the ancient Greek could fish there. They could also sail to the other lands to trade with people there. How do we know what ancient Greek ships were like? वो कैसे दिखती थी? We know from the ships that the archaeologists have excavated, and from the pictures on the pots and in other places. Question number third is, ancient Greek ships had no engines. अगर उसके अंदर engines ही नहीं होते थे, so how did they move? It's so easy. They had sails. The wind moved them basically, and they also had oars. The sailors rowed with the oars. Okay, students, let's know about the religion of the ancient Greeks. With the help of the statues that we have found in the temples, we came to know that ancient Greeks believe in a lot of the gods and the goddesses, and their gods and the goddesses had a lot of the characteristics, like they looked and they behaved like humans, and they also had some magical powers that could enable them to live forever. Third paragraph is also very interesting. That tells us that their gods and the goddesses are responsible for something. Like there is a name of a god, Apollo, who is responsible for sun. I mean, Apollo has a string of a horses. It means Apollo has a string of a horses to pull his chariot, and he could fly across the sky. The ancient Greek told this story to explain why sun seems to move across the sky each day. And the last paragraph is also very interesting. It tells that there is a mountain named Olympus, where 12 main gods and the goddesses, who are like a family, lived there, and their main god name is their main god name is Zeus. On the left side you can see there is a mountain Olympus, where according to the ancient Greeks, their 12 main gods and the goddesses lived, and they are like a family. There is also a picture on page number 64. It's a picture of a temple which the archaeologists have found in the city of the Athens, and it is located on a hill called Acropolis. Okay, grade 3, let's continue the ancient Greece with our next subheading, which is Greek myth and the legend. Myth are the stories that the people make up to explain the things, like why we have thunder and the lightning, or why the seasons change. Myth is a story relating to the history or explaining the things and the reason to why something happened, and it's mostly fake. Legend are the stories about real people or a places or real event. They are not at all true because storytellers made up parts to make them more interesting. This is because stories are changed by addition of the things to make them more interesting and enjoyable. Let's discuss one of the famous story that the Greek people told to its people. This is a story about the Greek and their enemies, the Trojans. Trojans means the people of the Troy. The story name is The Wooden Horse of a Troy. The Greeks fought a war for 10 years against their enemies, the Trojans. In order to explain this story, I have made a PowerPoint presentation that will help you to have a better understanding. The story name is The Wooden Horse of a Troy. You can see it on on page number 65 of your textbook. Um, in order to conquer the land of the Trojans, they thought of a very different and unique idea to get inside the city of the Trojans. They built a wooden horse. As you can see in the picture, that was hollow, and the Greek soldiers were ordered to hide in it. The Greek army acted as if they were leaving and going back. They left the horse behind to trick the Trojans. In the next picture, you can clearly see um, the the Trojans. They are looking at the wooden horse, and they decided to take the statue back into the city. When the Greeks left the horse unguarded, Greek actually left the horse unguarded so that the Trojans will take it in the city. This is exactly what happened when the Trojans took the horse into the city. You can see in the picture, the Trojans are taking the horse into their city. When the horse was inside, the Greek soldiers waited for the night. At night, the soldiers came out of the horse and opened the city gates, allowing the rest of his people to come inside. And that's how the and when the Trojans were sleeping, the Greek army came in the city, and that's how the Greek won the war easily. Okay, students, our next topic is the Olympic Games, which is on page number 66. The Olympic Games that happens today were first held about 2,700 years ago in Greece. They were held in a place called Olympia, and the games were meant to give honor to their main god Zeus. So different kinds of the in the third paragraph you can clearly see that says different kinds of the sports like javelin and discus were played in it, where the winners are awarded with a crown usually made from the olive trees. Now the modern Olympic Games, now in modern Olympic Games, many new sports have been added like basketball, swimming, tennis, and the gymnastic. And now the winners are awarded not with the crown which was made from the olive leaves, rather they are awarded with gold, silver, and the bronze medal. On the right side, you can see there is a picture of a disc from the ancient time. The writing on it has the name of that person who actually threw it. And after winning, he wrote the name of his two gods, Castor and the Pollux, on it. Our next topic is Athens. It's the name of a city in Greece, a land with no king. Um, Athens was the largest city of the Greece in the ancient time. It was also a land with no king because no king ruled the city. The city was very beautiful and rich, and the city had a different ruling system. They were not under any king or a queen. They chose their leaders by voting, and meetings were held at a hill called Acropolis, where all the men went to the meeting. Here in the meeting, slaves and the women are not allowed to vote. Here on page number 68, we can see few facts about the Athens city. The first one is if people wanted to send a leader away from the Athens, all they need to do is just write his name on a piece of a clay. The leader had to go away for 10 years if at least 6,000 people did this. Similarly, if the leader had to ask about opinion on something like should we go on a war or not, so what he'll do, he'll ask his people to put the black and the white stone into the two different pots that are provided to them. So, and with the help of the white and the black stones, I mean after counting it, after counting the white and the black stones, the leader would decide to what the majority people are actually trying to say to him. Okay, students, let's revise the important points of this chapter. Uh, on this page, we learn that Greece is a part of a Europe and sea almost around it. Mountains cover most of the land. In these two paragraphs, we learn that land is not good for the farming except for growing the olives. Greek love to make big trading ships and small boats, usually for the fishing purposes. As far as their religion is concerned, Greeks believed in many gods and the goddesses who not only looked and behaved like humans, rather they had magical powers and they could live forever. According to them, their gods and the goddesses are responsible for something like Apollo is responsible for the sun movement, and we also came to know that their main 12 gods lived, who are like a family, lived at the top of a mountain, Olympus. In this page, we learn the difference between myth and the legend. Myth means the stories that the people make up to explain things, while the legend means stories about the real people, places, or a real event. Besides knowing the definition of these two words, we also learned about the one of the famous story that the Greek people told to its people, the wooden horse of a Troy. So, in this story, the story tells how the Greek won the war easily just by showing the wooden horse to their enemies, that is to the Trojans. After that, we learned about the Olympic Games that were actually held in the honor of the main god, that is Zeus. We also learned that in the old Olympics, very few sports were being played, like javelin and the discus, where the winners are awarded with the crown made from the olive leaves. And now in the modern Olympic Games, many sports have been added, like basketball, gymnastics, swimming, and the tennis, and now the winners are awarded with gold, silver, and the bronze medal. Last but not the least, we came to know a lot of the interesting facts about the city Athens. Athens city, a rich and a beautiful city which has no king or a rule, and people choose their leaders by voting. In the voting process, slaves and the women are not allowed to vote, and people usually held their meetings on a hill near the Acropolis. On the last page, we can see how can the people just get rid away from the leader that they don't want, or what will the leader do if he wants to take the opinion about his people. Let's read the key facts too. Number one, ancient Greek lived in land that is now a part of a Turkey, as well as the new land, as the land now named Greece. Trading means when you buy something or when you sell something, the things people actually need. The ancient Greeks lived near the sea and sailed to the places they can trade it with. The in ancient Greece, the Greeks worshipped many gods and the goddesses. And Greek men, in order to keep themselves fit, they play sports so that they would be good soldiers. The Olympic Games began in the ancient Greece. No king or the emperor ruled in ancient Athens, and instead people choose their leaders by voting. So students, this is all about the ancient Greece.